Hi guys, and welcome to another episode on my podcast. If you are new here, my name is Brandon Burton and I am a professional medium located in Oklahoma City, but I do offer Zoom sessions and you can actually access some of those clips on my YouTube channel. In fact, this whole reading is on YouTube as well as Spotify and Amazon Music. So anyway, I just wanted to welcome you to another episode. In this reading, I had the privilege of connecting to the participants' husband, brother, both grandfathers, and friends. And so it was basically kind of like a family reunion. But the gist of this reading is to go over what happens with suicide. And as far as our souls and what happens in our soul journey, as far as the validations and my experiences of knowing what happens to our soul if that is how we pass over. And I just want to invite you to experience this reading because it can create closure to those who experience similar situations. But more importantly, my intention with every reading is to allow people to get to a space of healing, whether that's spiritually, whether that is somewhat of a closure type of experience, whether that's answered questions, whether that's emotionally healing or just steps along the way to curate the ability of healing in whichever method possible. So if you know somebody that could benefit from this reading, do me a favor, share this reading with them. This world just has so much pain and so much suffering that I think that this reading could touch a lot of people, specifically those who have experienced somebody who passed over by suicide. So thank you for listening. I'm just a little small business owner in Oklahoma City, and I'm just always grateful for anyone that listens, anyone that comments on Facebook, anyone that watches my videos. So I just want to tell you that I'm very grateful for you for being here, and I hope you enjoy this reading.
Did you lose a dad or someone that was like a dad? This could be dad, grandfather, or somebody that was like a dad.
Yeah, I lost my grandfather.
Okay. Was this paternal or was he like a dad to you?
Yes, he was.
His do you have a grandmother? You have a grandmother that's coming for. Did you lose your grandmother?
Yes.
Was it the same?
My
side?
dad's. Yep.
Okay. As I was connected to your grandparents, they kept saying she needs to know we're here, but this is not why we're here. And then goes and like completely, and it showed me like we need to talk about this. And then I am feeling tragedy. Do you know someone that passed in a tragedy?
Yes, my husband.
He's like tiptoeing around me. He would not be like all about mediumship when he was alive, correct?
No, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's everything shifted, and in fact, your loved ones and your spirit guides all stepped to the side so he could figure this out. But it's very interesting because then he starts to smile as if like nobody like really knew what was happening underneath, and it's just like these things. He shows me this invisible wall that when he walks through it, he's like one version of himself, and he walks back and he's like his own version behind closed doors. And that's the version that you dealt with. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that does.
First and foremost, I need to start off. He's like, okay, can we just let her know that my soul is at peace? And I'm going to say with God, but it's not like a religious thing. He's like, I'm good. Okay. I'm good. So do you understand that?
Yes.
So he must have not been tethered to religion.
Yeah, no. That's crazy. That.
Was that a question that you had?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It has always.
It's very important that you know that before he even continued to validate himself, he like just put that to the side, let her soul be at peace with that. So that way we could continue this without her being fearful of where I'm at. That's the information I was getting. But you know what? He's acknowledging this bittersweet relief. I'm going to say like that's very hard as a medium to say to somebody, and I just want to make sure I'm understanding that information properly. because it's like you got, like, he shows me fighting, he shows me friction, he shows me like it was very hard to match like each other's rhythm. Do you understand that? And how each day was different, and we didn't know the version of the guy he was going to be on any given day.
Yeah.
So the medication, he needed to be on medication, or he didn't take medication that he should have been, or something about medication.
Yes.
That's the medication. Okay. So now that he has finished tiptoeing around me, and now that he's giving me information, he can be like, he's trusting my intention. He's trusting my heart, because I'm going to tell you something. He's trying to protect you at the same time, because he doesn't want to play around with your heart. Like he played around with it when he was here. So he's just trying to like, was there an affair, or like, was he attracted to someone else?
I've always questioned that,
Okay.
but I never have information. So
Okay. So as I'm talking about playing with your heart, he shows me that. Okay. So it's not to confirm or deny. It's just that you have these thoughts, and this is about aligning the love that you deserve with the compassion that you deserve, with the understanding that you deserve. Okay. I feel like he shows me you are saying, let me help you. Talk to me. What can I do to help you? And he's so stubborn. He's like, I didn't know how to. I did not know how to relay my emotions. And I need her to know that there was literally nothing, again, nothing that anyone could have done. She's holding too much of that. She's holding, just give it to me. Like, I was the one that made my choices. I was the one that was in my own way. So he changed. He was not the version that you knew him to be in the beginning of the relationship. And he's really trying to acknowledge that. And he's like, I'm sorry that, he's saying darkness came over me.
yeah,
Did he die like less than a year ago, or like recent?
it was a year ago in April.
Oh, got it. Because he showed me a year, so I wasn't sure. Okay. Do you understand the throat?
Mm-hmm.
Did he hang himself?
Yep.
Okay. I don't understand why I keep going outside by a tree.
Mm-hmm. That's where it happened.
Okay. Was it on like acres or like a land?
Yep, where we have cattle.
Did his friend or like a male figure find him?
His father.
Father, male figure. Okay. He wants to relay a message to him. He wants to say, I'm sorry that that's how he found me, or that I'm sorry that, does he feel like he could have helped prevent that from happening?
Yes.
He's like, I need him to know that there's no reason to carry the guilt, because yet again, I was in my own head, and there was choices that I made that nobody could have changed my mind. But I'm sorry that that's how he found me. I'm sorry that that's the imprint on his mind. But also he needs to stop kind of going over that. He's like, there's like this visual that he keeps seeing over and over again, but he's like triggered. He's talking about these triggers. He's talking about his mental health. He's talking about how he's having a very hard time still resolving this.
Yep.
And he's trying to just shed light on his peace and where he's at. I don't know if he was super vocal about his love, but he needs his dad to know he really, really does love him.
Okay. Yeah.
And you. Okay, well, who has the 3 kids? Do you have 3 kids?
Yes.
Okay. He's sorry that you had to tell the kids that he had passed over, that he had died. He's sorry that he put you in that position. Was there an argument before he died, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's trying to take me to that spot. He's trying to take me to, it's almost like I'm fed up with this. Like I can't do this anymore. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why he put me on the phone?
Yes.
So this conversation was through text messages.
Yep.
So to validate my message to you, which is he's lending a hand in finding support and being a part of your spiritual journey in a way that he couldn't before. he keeps saying, there's two versions of the lady you're talking to. He's like, the woman you're talking to right now, she's strong, she's trailblazer, she's going to get shit done, she's going to take care of business, she's going to be the best mom, she's the best mom, she's this and this. But then there's this version over here, angry, resentful, literally, why did this shit have to happen to me? Why did I make these choices? Why did I blah, 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 blah? And if it wasn't for the middle ground of these children, you probably wouldn't be here. And that's what you say.
Yeah.
Trying to acknowledge your heart. He's trying to acknowledge your thoughts. He's truly trying to say he's sorry. He's not quick to apologize when he was earthside, and he's trying to say he's sorry now. Is one of them in baseball or sports or like swim or something with summer coming? I don't know. There's like stuff coming up. Did you enroll them into something?
Yes, they play basketball.
Okay. Are you guys, why am I at the lake? So do you guys like to go to the lake? Are you guys going?
Yep, we camp a lot.
Okay, so your husband's just trying to say he's with them and you. I'm going to tell you something. He is a different version of himself on the other side, supplementing your heart in ways he could not when he was alive. If you often wonder why he had a Passover, and this is a hard thing to say as a medium, it's so that way you can receive the love that you've always deserved, that he was not able to give you in the body that he had, with the mind that he had, because he had so many walls and he could not get through them. He tried and tried and tried, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. He was not seeing things in the right perspective, and nothing that nobody could say could change his mind. Do you understand that?
Yep. Yep.
He's also saying that you don't have to overcompensate your parenting because of his choices. Stop using his choices as a clutch to allow the children to get away with certain things, or for you to be a certain kind of version of yourself that you weren't before he died.
I could see him, yeah. Yeah.
He needs you to know that you're also doing a phenomenal job, even though you cry behind closed doors.
Wow.
Like, you stay strong, like it doesn't bother you, because you know what? That's his choice, and I'm not going to allow it to affect me and my family, my kids, and we're going to just be able to get through this, and we're going to be able to educate our children about like life and passing over and souls and angels and things like that. But you're not allowing his choices to control or dictate your life. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So this is what this is about. So I'm trying to be sensitive, but also, is it okay if I just give you whatever comes through? Your husband is trying to say, you weren't receiving what you needed with me. I wasn't the vessel for you and the kids. You will eventually receive the love and the validation that you've always longed for and desired, but that individual will be somebody that does not fit into your family unit, like your upbringing, because you are increasing your vibrations of understanding who you are, what you want, what you need. And when you get to that point, you will attract that individual. So are you not with someone right now?
No.
Okay, that's what this is about, is acknowledging that when that time comes, when you are able to move forward with another companion, make sure that you go with someone that's going to fit those needs, because you do in fact deserve it. Do you understand that? And he's actually putting his hand through this process, and meaning he's going to lend his hand through finding the next person for you. But I don't feel like it's on your radar right now. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need anyone right now. Like, I'm just trying to figure out my own shit. And so it's like those things where you should really find hope, peace of mind. You're not getting visitations from him in the way that you want to. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It's because we have yet to do our healing. Okay. There's like this list of things that we've got to let go of, because what's going to happen is if he visits you while you're angry, you will skew the dream, which therefore will cause more problems. And the visitation needs to have a higher intention of healing and growth, which you cannot do with feeling the way that you feel, which I understand. Who was cremated?
My grandfather.
Okay. So was he like the mentor, or like someone you could talk to?
Yes. Yeah, we were very close.
Okay, because he's like, she can still do that. Like, I'm still there. I'm still very much a part of her life. So then who had the early set dementia or something with the mind? Okay.
Yep.
So, because he kept saying, I was no longer who they remembered.
Yep.
And then he showed me that he had like dementia or something. And you should know, did he talk about seeing loved ones, or did he say stuff about spirits and stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
'Cause that's all real. And he's trying to acknowledge that to continue to validate his soul and his experience on this earth versus the transition. And did you tell him that you were going to be okay for him to pass over? Did you say it was okay to pass?
Yep.
Because he's trying to acknowledge that with you. He's trying to like, thank you for allowing me to know that you were going to be okay. I kept hearing the word boys. So I'm like, you either have to have 2 or 3 boys.
I've got 2 boys.
Of the 3, you have a daughter. Okay, mostly boys. It's like there's something about these boys. Was one of them named after him, or a grandfather, like middle name or something? What's the name?
Yeah. They're both named after their grandfathers.
The grandfathers. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then was one of them born after the grandfather was passed? Were they passed?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yep.
Okay, because they're I'm going to say that there's your husband, and then there's grandfathers that are trying to come in and help your husband. There's a very interesting concept of them coming for support and coming with love and understanding, and they're validating their souls by acknowledging the boys. And the middle name, is it the middle name?
Yes, middle names.
Okay, so this is just to acknowledge that your husband is not alone. But who was in the service? Was your husband in the service?
Yep.
Oh, your grandpa?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's a lot of respect. There's a lot of honor. There's just a lot. So were they good dudes?
Yeah. Yeah. They were.
They're coming to support your husband's soul. They're coming to show up for you, so you know that you can truly let go of any what it could have should have, or where your husband's soul is, or what's going on, so you can sleep at night.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I get that.
You need to allow this to release some of this baggage and some of this anger and resentment, because you know what? He's fine. He's not alone. Lung cancer or something with lungs.
My grandma that passed.
Okay, that's what I'm starting to feel. Do you know someone else who committed suicide?
Yes.
I feel your grandmother trying to come through, and I feel female, of course, because she's your grandmother. Yeah. But then I'm getting all this suicide stuff. So yeah. There's a lot, and whenever I have a soul that's already come through with suicide, and then I feel it again even more, it's like there's more behind there, like way over there in that direction. There's suicide. So who?
There was 2 brothers from where I grew up, and then I had a friend shortly after my husband commit suicide the same way.
How do you understand the number 3? Did someone die 3 years ago, or March, or 3 months? Like, what's the 3?
3 months ago, my friend had committed suicide.
You carry so much loss, and it's just one of those things where they're trying to remind you of, like, there's so much more to life than this, which is why you are the empath. You feel them. You need to know the pressure on your chest and your anxiety bubbles that you feel for no reason. They're around because you can feel them. And it's like you're having these dreams or premonitions or visions or something. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Yep.
So your brother's passed?
Yes. He passed 2 weeks ago.
Do you have his ashes like in jewelry or something?
I have a jewelry necklace that's made from my brother.
Jewelry with his ashes.
Yep.
Did somebody get shot? Did somebody get murdered?
My brother.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I'm asking him, actually, I'm like, how did you die? And then I got my image for someone else. Somebody else was at fault, and yep. I was point blank shot.
Yep.
Your husband was funny, though.
Oh, yes, he was.
Because he's like, this shit's wild. He's like, she didn't know. Yeah, she didn't know. Like, like this, like this detail.
Yes. That's so
He's so funny. He's like, don't let her walls get to you though, because you know, at the end of this Zoom call, she's gonna go to her own room and gonna cry it out. He's just being honoring. He's being funny. He's just trying to show you that he is truly okay, and that that personality that you fell in love with, he carried that over. He is so good, and he is in the light. You have to find peace of mind in knowing that his soul is at peace. He's learning though. He is learning things in a very great way, because that's what we do, right? We don't just poof, we're gone and we go to a place that we call heaven. I call it soul land because there's so much activity and there's joy, there's excitement, like a freaking amusement park. And there's these things that they can do and what we can go to and blah, 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 blah. And in addition, they learn. You need to know that your husband's soul is learning on the other side. It's very important that we understand that, because he's trying to take accountability of not only his emotional lack of support with you, to where it's almost like, it's like, this is interesting. Did he tell you that you could talk to him about things, but then he would get angry about things?
yes.
Okay, because he's trying to say he's no longer that way. And you can talk to me more and know that it's truly me, and that I am everything that you always wished I could be on the other side. It's just hard to really understand that, because like you say, like, I wish I could just fucking hug him again, or I wish I could just hear his voice again. Like, I wish I could just see him again. And he's just trying, he cusses. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I just dropped the F-bomb. So did your prescription change with glasses, or do you have like an appointment or something?
I just got new glasses.
So did you think about a tattoo for someone, or did you get a tattoo?
Yes.
Is this
got
from-
this,
That's beautiful. Oh my God, how pretty.
and then I just got this one as a warrior.
Wow. Wow. Damn, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
So is the tattoo in remembrance for somebody?
For my husband, yes.
Got it. Okay. That's what he's trying to bring up. So know how you have honored his life and kept his legacy alive. It has been very important to him. I'm going to tell you something. He says, she does not allow the way I die to define my life.
Yep.
And for that, he is eternally grateful, even down to the funeral. Like, we knew how he died, but it was not going to define his legacy.
Yep.
Because he's talking about mental health, with that, which I understand comes with suicide.
Yeah.
He's acknowledging his mental health. And life got hard.
Yep.
Because he shows me financials.
Yep.
And no matter how hard he tried, he felt inadequate as a spouse. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. He always told me that.
So that's to validate that he is who you wanted him to be on the other side. I understand that it's kind of level 40 of soul land to know that you can still have relationships with people, but you know that this is true because you have felt him and you have said that that's him, and you have a relationship with him, he says, and you should know that that's real. And as you are healing your soul from the trauma that you've experienced, you will start to feel him more. He's trying to put you on the front line because you take care of everybody else. He's trying to put you on a place, on a pedestal where, you know, your value matters. Your self-care matters, and a bath is not self-care. And it's one of those things where it's like, you need more time to you. And it's like you're afraid of your children dying.
Yep.
And he's like, stop. They're in good hands. Listen, when it was good, because he's pivoting, and he'll go into this format of like being funny and attractive and handsome and charming. And like, he'll say something silly, but then he'll get kind of like rigid and serious all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was him. Yep.
It's like, dude, pick a side. So with souls that are in the light, with God, in a great space, they cannot show me those things. They cannot show me their personality. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We are taught to think one way, especially when it comes to suicide, because I feel like, I don't think that you were raised really in religion, but like still somehow religion has spiraled in your life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Was one of your grandfathers faith-based? Yes.
Because they're showing me a Bible above your husband. So it'd have to be like Baptist or Christianity or something that's related to like the Bible.
Yep.
Man, this guy's a social butterfly. He does not meet a stranger. Like he's just talking in circles though. Like he could just say whatever and talk about things and it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Did he have white hair?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because he has totally showed up to me. Like he is completely dominating the next part of your session. Was this the guy that was like a mentor to you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Because he's coming across with relevance, importance, trailblazer, like, so he was a self-made man, is that correct?
Yep. Yep.
Because he shows me coming from like nothing to becoming something, and like, I don't know if he was like business savvy or not, but he comes across very smart, level-headed. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. That sounds like him.
Was he something about financial smarts? Like, was he diligent with financials?
Yes. Yes.
Are you starting to? Are you wanting to move, buy a new house, build?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. He's encouraging the savings. He's encouraging the smarts. He's encouraging like the diligency. He supports. He's around. He's encouraging. Are you? Ooh, weird. So are you thinking about shifting jobs that like nobody really knows?
Yeah. Wow.
He knows. So it's one of those things where
That is awesome.
it's weird because he's making me go and like he's putting me in a workspace, regardless of if you work from home or not, it doesn't matter. But I am no longer fulfilled. It's like I'm stagnant, and it's like I'm smiling and I'm getting through it, but like I really don't, like I need a pivot. I need a change. You are resetting your life with occupation, residential change. Everything is changing. And I'm going to tell you that you are finding yourself in ways that you never knew were possible. And that will continue. But it's roots. It's things that people don't see yet. And you know what I'm talking about because it's an internal thing that's going through your body. It's this energy. It's like this, things are happening that you don't feel comfortable really talking to very many people, if any at all, because nobody understands you.
Yep.
You do not feel heard, you do not feel validated, and you do not feel understood.
Yep.
So that's why we're quiet. So what we're doing, or what they're doing, is they're trying to show me these things for you, because this isn't about just me giving you information. Like, what's the point in that? What they're doing is they're trying to prove to you and validate, really it's validate, that they are with you. And that when you do feel emotionally alone, you're not. And did you think about getting something with his signature or handwriting tattooed?
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
And it hasn't happened yet, right?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so here's the dealio. He's just validating more about what he knows, and that is your life.
Yep.
This is interesting. I don't know what it means, but I feel like I'm making a book. I don't know if this is like a book about our life, or if we're doing like a picture book or something about making a book. So do you understand that?
Yeah. I have a burn book that I write in.
Perfect.
Yep.
So did you try therapy? Are you thinking about therapy?
Yeah, I tried it.
Okay, this is what he says. She tried therapy, but this is the best therapy.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you're very independent and you're not quick to ask for help or delegate. You're a trailblazer. You're like Kelly Clarkson, Miss Independent Woman. Like you're literally just doing shit on your own. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Honey, he's like, she's gone tribal.
Oh my gosh.
God, that is so great. Like you can't make this shit up. Like
No.
this is crazy.
So crazy.
So he's taken me to gosh, he took me to two places. He's so excited to just get through to you. So were you so did you pull up to wherever where it happened and that's where you saw the ambulances and stuff or the fire trucks or something?
They wouldn't let me go out there.
Okay, so you couldn't go. Okay, that's
Yep.
what this is about.
Head Start.
So what's the number 3? That could be March, 3rd of a month. And this also could be another soul trying to come through. Ooh. He's funny. He's like, she's gone tribal.
Oh my gosh.
Did you just schedule a wax appointment or something?
I have been talking about it, but I haven't done it yet.
Like down yonder?
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, that is funny.
Shut up. That is the first I've ever seen. What?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Your husband's a hoot. That is so great. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like,
No.
this is crazy.
So crazy.
See, you are surrounded by people who probably don't make the best choices.
Yeah.
And you, from the beginning of your life, have elevated yourself so that way you don't lead the life that your upbringing was like. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And you're surrounding your children with a different course of life, a generational change, a pivot. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yep.
But yet you feel left in the shadows and the dark because nobody understands you.
Yep.
So your brother, your spouse, your friends, your guides, your angels, I'm speaking with this rhythm because they're so persistent in letting you know that they see you, they understand you, they appreciate you to keep strong in the way that you've been because you are making differences. Although nobody's telling you this, you're making big moves in your life. They're talking about boundaries and walls. So do you have this with like your dad?
Yes. Yep.
Continue to get rid of things that aren't serving you, including people. I don't know why that's relevant. So we're shrinking our circle of people.
Yep. I've been doing that.
Continue to do that. That's what they're trying to say. And focus on higher vibrational. Are you on TikTok? Do you watch TikTok?
Yeah.
So are you starting to see more spiritual TikToks?
Yeah. Yep.
Listen. They're
Yep.
trying to get you to understand spiritual land, the process, what it's like. They're talking about 5D. You must have been watching something about the 5 dimension.
Yeah.
So know that all of that is real and all of that is happening for a reason. It's to elevate your vibrations. And you know what I'm talking about because you've seen videos about it.
Yep.
Shit's wild.
That is it. Seriously, that's so just crazy.
So if anything else, allow this to be an opportunity for you to feel seen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's very relevant that you should know that they know that you feel like you aren't seen and validated, and it's like it's not a big deal. Like people approach the situation like not a big deal anymore, and it's like, no, I'm still dealing with the after effects, this domino effect. Like I am the heart of it now, but nobody cares. Like it's almost like people stop checking in on you.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why they want you to know like this is their way of making you feel seen. But trust this a spiritual awakening. Trust this, because they're putting all of those things in front of you. TikTok is not, you don't choose what you see. We are not understanding, but like we're in this world, this generation of technology and the way that it is. Spirit souls will use that as resources. Like they're the ones that created it anyway, because humans are so down. Like we're so angry, fearful, aggravated, frustrated, pain, suffering, like life is sucks, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to use these resources to help elevate our understanding of the spiritual realm, which is why after your husband died, you started seeing more spiritual videos.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So in your burn book, are you like very angry towards him? You've written some things that are angry because he's like, she deserves to do that. She needs to do that. When you're ready, start focusing on things that will help elevate your energy by speaking to him in a different way with gratitude. So your spirit guides, so you must know a little bit about spirit guides.
Yeah.
Because they're here now, and they're literally like, okay, your higher self too, I can feel your higher self, which just means like the portion of the soul within you in soul land. Gosh, are you also looking up like past life regressions?
Yes, I've been researching all kinds of stuff.
Dude, this is crazy cool. So is your mind blown like mine right now? Like what the hell?
Whoa.
Oh my God. Okay, so great, because your spirit guides are showing me these things and they're trying to say you're on the right track. This is all happening for divine intervention, and to let go of the human-like nature of anger and pain and suffering and know that this is just part of the journey, but you're holding on to things. You know that phrase, let it go? It's because we feel emotions organically and then it sticks. And then we choose how long we allow it to stick like Velcro. And part of our journey is to like, and then let it go. So that's what they're encouraging you to do, because it's, you're like, I'm blocked. Like I'm blocked. I can't feel, I can't experience whatever you're wanting to do. And they're acknowledging the block. Okay. So why they're talking about gratitude is because when you can change your perspective, now we're going through spiritual healing. We're going through some spiritual Reiki. You must be looking at Reiki because they're talking about spiritual alignment and acknowledging. See, do you hear the rapidness of my voice now? Because I'm speaking on behalf of your guides and your higher self, because they're experienced soul people, and your husband and your other loved ones are just like souls that have passed over in a lower vibration. And so now that the speed of which that they're coming through is at a higher frequency, it's coming out of my mouth as such. Wild. Become grateful. You will experience more clarity if you could be grateful. And I'm going to say something that is insane to freaking say, so I apologize if this makes you feel indifferent. Oh God, they're having me say it. It's weird. Actually, I'm going to deliver this in a different way. I was molested several times as a child, and I held anger to that. And now I can say, I'm grateful that I was molested. So what they're having me say is that you should be grateful for what had happened.
Okay.
They're wanting me to say, like, your husband is so freaking, he's wanting me to say it in the way that you can assume, but I'm not going to say that because that's too, like, I'm not that insensitive, but that has to go with everything else. Like, you have to say, like, I'm grateful that my dad is the way he is. I'm grateful that my mom is the way she is. I'm grateful I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. Because without that, you wouldn't be where you're at. You would not be with the knowing that you have. Does that make sense? So in one conversation, we can say, I'm so grateful to be where I am at in life, but yet we cannot cherry pick where we're grateful for. We're going to be angry towards those experiences rather than be grateful. But yet in the same sentence, we're going to say, I'm grateful for where I'm at. Well, in order for you to be grateful for where you're at, you got to say, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for this. All of these negative connotations that humans tether to, souls get frustrated because it's like, no, that's part of the journey that you signed up for. You now know that you signed up for this life, they're telling me. Is that correct?
Yep.
So this is about pivoting. This is about perspective change. They're using my words, my vocal cords to confirm your knowing because you already knew this.
Yeah. There's been a lot of things answered. I kind of feel like just like a relief off my chest. Yep.
Oh, that's what it was. Were you unsure about scheduling this?
Yeah. Yeah.
He shows me hesitation. Like we went to go book, but we hesitated.
Yep.
And then maybe we went back to book and then maybe another hesitation or an uncertainty. And then we finally made the choice.
Yep.
I get it. Because also it's not a matter, it's like you want to believe, but then it's like, what if it's not true? And that's like, you're protecting your heart. Like, I don't want to hear something bad. And I don't want to hear something that's going to ruin my emotional safety net that I've created. And it's like, you should know that that is never going to be the intention. That is never going to be the case. So as you are exploring your spirituality, know that that is how this works. Where do you live? Do you live in Oklahoma?
Yeah. I live over by Weatherford.
Weatherford. Okay. So it's interesting because they're talking about my Journey of Souls class that I've had, but they're like, she should go to that. So it's one of those things where it's like they're really encouraging you to understand the spiritual stuff. But you're an empath. They're like, people talk to her like they know her.
Yes. Yep.
And you're the light. So the thing is this though, do not hold on to the shit people talk to you about.
Yeah.
Do not think about it 4 days later. Do not, so you smell your husband's shirts or clothes and cologne or something. Okay. So know that in those moments, and you kept his shoes or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you kept his ID, license, wallet.
Yep.
Is it in your top drawer?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
So
my God. Wow. Yeah.
He's being very diligent. You need to understand that he's gotten it figured out.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy to watch this back because of where he started in this reading. He was like tiptoeing and figuring shit out. And
Yep. Wow.
well, wow is right. Like what the great, like what? Some readings are basic, like the one before you, was an older lady and like she had all these grandparents or her parent. It was just a bunch of old people shit. But this is why I do what I do, because after this, you will be able to experience life differently with different goggles, different perspective, and then you're going to experience more spiritual shit because now you're awoke to it, or you're becoming awake to it, and it's like, how great for you to be able to live the rest of your life knowing that there's more to life than this, and you are being guided and protected, and that this hour was just to validate that. So I hope that you know that you are loved and that you are appreciated and that you hold great purpose, and they're grateful that you're still living, which tells me that you had moments where you would think that life was better if you weren't breathing. And they're just showing up in a way of just like, you have great purpose. Continue to live what you're living and doing, because like you need to be here. And you know that because you have children. But I'm going to even say further back in time, I almost feel like they're showing me life would be better if you weren't breathing. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay. So you just keep doing what you're doing and keep elevating yourself, and really just try to take control of certain things that happen to your insides, like your emotions or your anxiety.
Yeah.
They keep showing you that you're anxious. But I'm gonna tell you it's because you're feeling spirit. You're feeling your husband. Especially like he's just like hugged you just now and kissed the side of your face, and he's just like, I love you so much and I miss you so much. Did you guys do like a release of something for him, like balloons or
Yes, balloons. Yeah.
did you guys write letters or notes or something?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what this is. It's just like, I love and miss you too. Wow. Wow. Okay. I love it. Souls are amazing. And I am so excited for you. I really am, because I know life ahead of you. You're in a transition, and life ahead of you right now is bliss. And you need to know, like, it's only going to get easier. It's not going to get harder. So don't make it harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sending you all the love, and I'll send you this recording too whenever I get the link. I just want to thank you for your trust, because I know that you have trust issues with men, and I know that that was a big deal. Like, I get it, but I think that you were so open and like ready that the walls were not there with me, and I just want to tell you that I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm thankful I found you.
Me too. Me too. Well, I hope that you and the kids have a great Memorial weekend, and feel free to text me if you experience spiritual stuff and you're like, I just have to share it with somebody, because there's not very many people, I feel like, in your life that you can share that with. And I know the importance of letting that out, and I just want to open my door to anyone that needs that. So anyway.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.